Welcome to the Climb Podcast, where we are diving into taboo topics and redefining the rules for women of color leaders. Get ready as we share the stories and amplify the voices of extraordinary women of color. From navigating workplace challenges to celebrating triumphs, on this podcast, we've got you covered. So buckle up and join us as we embark on today's empowering journey. Welcome to the Climb Podcast, where we empower women of color in the pursuit of leadership and managerial roles. I'm your host, Felicia Smith, the founder of The Climb, a 501c3 organization that's committed to increasing the number of women of color in leadership and managerial roles. And each week on this podcast, we dive into topics that have been mystified, taboo, or just not talked about. And today we have two special guests, and we're discussing a topic that I am super passionate about, and that is leadership development. But specifically, The Climb has its flagship program, which is called the Standing on Her Shoulders Leadership Development Program. And that program is really designed to provide the tools, mentorship, coaching, and confidence that individual contributors or new leaders need in order to continue to thrive and move in their careers. Now, this is not just any individual or any regular leadership program. It is really designed to hit the pain points of women of color in the workforce, to teach them the skills that often regular leadership programs miss. Things that are more, we're not going to call them soft skills. Dr. Tahari Jackson taught me power skills that they need. And so today we have two guests that were a part of the inaugural first cohort of the Standing on Her Shoulders Leadership Development Program that ended in June of this year. So I'm going to start off by letting them introduce themselves. Jasmine, I'll let you start. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience.
Hi, so my name is Jasmine Luke. I'm a federal contractor out in Huntsville, Alabama. Really enjoyed the program, but looking forward to the conversation that we'll have around it.
Awesome. Kimiko.
Hi, I'm Kimiko Purvis. I am the manager of a private OBGYN located in Charleston, South Carolina.
Awesome. Thank you guys, you ladies so much. In the first cohort, we had about 6 ladies. And I'm going to tell you the great thing again about this leadership program is that it's such a small group. It's intimate, and you have the ability to have some of those conversations that you typically can't have in a large program. So first, I'd like to just ask you guys, like, what made you decide to sign up for a leadership program? And specifically, what place were you in your career that you said this was a good time?
I can start. At that point, I was in my 3rd year of managing the my OBGYN. And though I was 3 years in, I still felt like there was more that I could be doing, that I should be doing, and I needed to know how to empower my team more. But yeah, that's basically why.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. What about you, Jasmine?
So I was in a pivot in my career. I came to a point where I had been in an industry over 8 years and really just trying to figure out what was I going to do next. I think I was so used to having mentors and all of the different resources coming from that community that walking away from all of that and trying to figure out how to do it in a new space really pushed me towards looking into leadership more. Like, were there any classes, were there seminars, just trying to find those resources. And this just came as a bundle package that really seemed appeasing to what I was looking for.
Awesome. So at our closing retreat, we had a discussion. So when you join the program, and you accept, I send out a box, and I call our starter box, that has kind of all of the books that we go through, because the program includes several assessments, emotional intelligence, strength finders, a leadership assessment. And so we send all these books in kind of a welcome package. So I was talking to the ladies, and I'm like, hey, what did you think when you got your box in the mail? So I want them to tell what were their first impressions when they got this box in the mail.
So I'll start off. I was like, oh wow. This is this is the real deal in the thought of somebody took so much time to really personalize it, from the handwritten letters to the books to just seeing like how orchestrated this was going to be. I really started to doubt, like, what did I get myself into?
And to piggyback on Jasmine, ditto. I opened the box and I said, "Oh wow, okay, this we're doing it, huh? Oh, okay. I'm not gonna say I was overwhelmed at all. But like just Jasmine said, it was good to know that someone invested so much time, energy, and thought into the different parts of the leadership program. So
Yeah, no, and it's funny because, well, number one, people often think, the program is absolutely free. All you pay is your application fee. And so the thought is, it's like, oh, it's just going to be this little program because it's free. But the leadership program does add a lot of value. And we did really put thought into what are the key components that you're going to need to know, whether you stay an individual contributor or this program propels you more into leadership. Those are kind of things that I thought that was so funny, guys, because if you don't know me, I'm a bit of a geek when it comes to like assessments and books. And I thought like they'd be like, wow, this is great. They were like, whoa, what is this? So to that point, talk about a little bit of the level of effort that you guys had to put in, from a month to month basis. So let me tell the audience, the ladies meet for 5 months, twice a month, every other Thursday. We get together on various topics with either myself or the guest speaker. So kind of talk about the level of effort you had to put in to get ready, prepare, all the things.
you definitely, well, for me, I had to not rearrange my schedule, but I needed to make sure that I was available. When though it's in the evenings, you have to just have to line things up. I did miss one, but I will say, anyone in the future that's thinking to join, do not miss any, because that one could be the pivotal a session that you needed, and that was true for me. But the commitments, the taking time to separate yourself from everything for those 2 hours, for me, it was very beneficial.
Oh, yeah.
I would
I'm gonna
say
tell you. Go ahead, Jasmine.
I was gonna say I could say the same thing. I think having to really just readjust my schedule was a good change for me, because I think you take it a little bit more serious when it's a time commitment. To Kimiko's point, it's even the preparation of really just having an inner thought of, let me take this serious. Is this is serious? Somebody is investing their time in me. Let me make sure that I'm aware of the topics. Let me really have my notes ready, even down to just the assessments and the homework assignments. Like, they really caused you to focus in on, this is really a leadership program. It's not just a paper program. Like, we're really going in doing deep assessments, and let me be ready so I can speak on and accept the change that's going to happen with the work that I put in.
Yes.
Awesome. Good stuff. So a part of the program also, the ladies get a mentor and a coach. I want you to talk a little bit about your mentor experience, how you, and the way that the mentor was set up is really after each of the modules, the ladies would meet with their mentors. The mentors are typically executive champions of the program, so they're associated with the program in some way. So talk a little bit about your experience with your mentors.
I would say my mentor was my biggest cheerleader. I think it was the person that I could debrief all of my information with. I think sometimes, speaking for me, I'm a very internal person. So being able to have those deep conversations where somebody is helping me sort out, well, why did you feel about this? How are you going to take that into action? Just having somebody like hand in hand with me, guiding me through this journey, was really good for me.
Yes, it's same thing for me. Demi, I'm gonna shout her out. My mentor was everything. As we spoke, I want to say, if not every week, every other week. But she empowered me. Anything that I needed to bring to her, she was she was Johnny on the spot. She knew exactly, but she didn't tell me. Excuse me. She didn't tell me what I should think. She wouldn't tell me what next step should be. She took her time to make me basically walk through it myself, where I was able to come up with a solution.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And I will say that Kimiko in particular had a mentor who was both an office manager, also who had been an OBGYN. And so as women come into the program, if they have very specific things, we often try to pair them with somebody who can help them with their specialty if they're trying to look for that type of mentorship. What was your guys' experience with coaching?
I met with my coach once. She was great. She too, in that one session, she again first she took me through this mindful breathing process that blew my mind. I didn't know that my teammate in the next room, she kind of heard it. I didn't realize my computer was that loud, and she was like, "Wow, that was powerful." I went through it with you. I don't know if you know, but she was great. She was absolutely awesome.
Oh, that's awesome.
I met with my
Excuse me.
mine about 3 times, and for me, I didn't realize how much I needed coaching. Coaching wasn't you figuring out all my problems for me, it was somebody really just helping me, "This is step 1 for you, and then while you're at step 1, why do you feel this way? What would you wanna do different?" It was more of a like Kimiko said, it was kinda going through breathing exercise, mental exercises, really somebody just helping me change the way I thought about my career and my trajectory that I was going on.
Oh, I love that. So everyone knows probably on the podcast that coaching's my favorite. I'm a coach. I think it's I don't get me wrong. You need a mentor, but I love some good coaching where there is some mindfulness or it's just somebody leading through. And so overall, when you think about the program, what was some of your one or two of your favorite sessions, highlights, things that you enjoyed?
For me, number one was emotional intelligence. Um, I had first I'd never heard of it, to be honest. And so while taking the assessment, it was very interesting, as well as the leadership skill assessment. Those two blew me away at how it was very accurate. But until you see it on paper, it's hard to recognize that, oh yeah, I can do this that way sometimes, and maybe I should not. Or, I should not have responded that way as on the emotional intelligence. It makes you think before you speak. Well, it has for me. It's been working wonders.
Awesome, awesome. What about you, Jasmine?
I would say for me, I think going through all of the different books that you gave us, I'm a little bit of a book nerd, but I always, over my career, loved the self-help part. And I think for me, it was getting a different perspective on like topics that I wouldn't really dig into because I wasn't that familiar with it. I also enjoyed that each speaker really took us through their career journey. What were their pivotal moments? How did they walk through situations, and I really got to see another person's perspective, which is hard because in leadership you see leaders as being the perfect individuals, but you don't see them come to the crossroads of when is it time for me to change my career, when do I know I need to level up, just really just going into those deeper conversations that you can't get from a one-on-one because you're in a workplace setting.
Oh, that's awesome. No, I totally agree. I totally agree. Our speakers are again executive champions or those who've done it. Some of them are professional advisors. I know one of our advisors, Ajapong, did one on advocacy. And so I'm so grateful. Shout out to all the speakers who take time to
Yes.
come for our 2 hours and empower the ladies who are part of the program. Let's talk a little bit about the closing retreat. So this program typically is virtual, and this cohort was very unique in which the climb or myself is based out of the DMV area, the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, but all of our participants were from all across the East Coast. And so we descended upon the DC on Friday and Falls Church on Saturday for the closing retreat. So guys, talk a little bit about your experience with just going from all virtual to coming together for those 2.5 days.
I'll get us started off. I thought the 2-day retreat was refreshing. I think being virtual, you don't get to feel the vibration of everybody that you've been going and the cohort with. So it was good to see everybody's personalities beyond just the screen, really just going through those exercises where we're working as a team, we're having to see each other in deep thought, and just how thoughtful you were to curate the space. Like everything was well thought out, that it made me step away from work, step away from life, and take this time to really invest in the last chapter of this leadership program. So thank you for that.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, same. Having the human contact, I think it brought us together closer. We had already established a type of relationship via Zoom, but having us all together, going through the assessments together, going through the different scenarios, that was funny. And it's so weird because both Jasmine and Sabrina picked up on my tick, and my tick is when I get sleepy, I play in my hair a lot. It waited until the last day, and they were like, Sabrina said, "Tell me about that hair thing that you do." It's when I'm sleepy. It's my tick. It's what keeps me.
So toddler tendency, because toddlers do stuff too. Those stuff.
Yeah, I haven't. And I just play in my hair for no reason. But the speakers, my favorite part was yoga. It was everything. But the retreat was very relaxing, very refreshing. It was time away that was needed, and I'm glad that I was able to self-help for this for that session.
Awesome. Awesome. So if you, for all the ladies who are part of cohort 2 that's going on right now, or anybody who is signing up for cohort 3, which is also open right now, there's always things going on. What advice would you give those ladies, whether they're thinking about the program or they're currently in it right now?
If you're thinking about it, do not think anymore. Just move forward. It's for you. You deserve it. Felicia has put a lot of thought, of concern, and just feel you can feel where her heart is, just based even from session to session. From the time you open that box, I hope this current cohort wasn't as overwhelmed as we were. And in the future, don't let it scare you. It's worth it. And take it seriously. Really, whatever time frame it is now, just make sure that you commit to that, not just for you, but for Felicia as well in the program.
Awesome.
I'd say the same thing. If you're thinking about it or you're at a pivotal moment where you're not sure what's next for you, take this time to invest in yourself. I feel like 5 months is going to go by anyway. You might as well be in something that's nurturing and catered to the next steps that you're looking for. Again, once the box came is when I guess it hit me that this is a leadership program. This isn't paper. This isn't just that we meet up every month. Like this is, I'm going to have to put in work to see the full fruition of everything that's going on. So I would say if you're gonna do it, just take that time and really bet on yourself in this, because on the other side of it is probably the best version of yourself that you didn't even know you needed.
I love that. Awesome. Well, I want to thank you, ladies, so much for being a part of cohort 1. I mean, of course, it was phenomenal. You guys were an amazing cohort. I enjoyed you all. There were, ups and downs in terms of what I expected and what happened. And so you guys let me, in some ways, be my guinea pig to figure out all the keys. But I appreciate you. For all those who are listening, who are thinking about leadership development. Again, as Kimiko said, Think No More, Standing on Our Shoulders is the program for you. It is currently open for our January 2026 start. If you are interested, go to standingonhershoulders.com. Again, standingonhershoulders.com to learn more about the program and also to apply. So thank you, ladies, so much for helping me and coming on and talking about the program. And I hope that you guys are continuing to use some of the tools and tips that you learned. Jasmine, I have not forgotten what you talked about in terms of doing an alumni type conference. And so we are planning for that in 26 or 27, late 26, 27. But thank you guys so much. To our audience, thank you again for listening. And until next time, keep climbing and keep striving. You guys have an amazing day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning into the Climb podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review us on wherever you listen to podcasts. For updates and behind-the-scenes content, make sure you're following us on Instagram and LinkedIn at Join the Climb. Until next time, keep climbing and keep thriving, sis. See you next episode.